Alyssa had always been drawn to the old graveyard on the outskirts of town. One evening she decided to explore it, unaware of the dark secrets buried beneath its weathered tombstones and overgrown paths. The moment she stepped through the rusted iron gates, an unsettling chill ran down her spine. The air was thick with silence, broken only by the distant rustling of leaves. The graveyard seemed to watch her. As dusk fell, Alyssa noticed a strange, flickering light near an ancient crypt. Curiosity overcame fear, and she moved closer. The crypt door stood slightly ajar, as if inviting her in. Inside, the stench of decay hit her. Her flashlight flickered, revealing strange symbols etched into the walls. Just as she turned to leave, the crypt door slammed shut, trapping her in darkness. Panicking, Alyssa banged on the door, but no one could hear her screams. The temperature dropped further, and she felt a presence, something cold and malevolent, lurking in the shadows. Suddenly, whispering echoed around her, soft at first but growing louder. The voices seemed to call her name, their tones a mix of anger and sorrow. Alyssa backed away, her heart pounding. She stumbled over something cold and hard. Looking down, she realized it was a freshly dug grave, open and waiting. The earth beside it seemed to move, as if something beneath was trying to escape. A hand, pale and bony, emerged from the grave, followed by another. Alyssa froze in terror as a decayed figure began to pull itself from the ground, its hollow eyes locked on her. More graves around her started to stir. The dead were rising, their broken bodies dragging themselves toward her. Alyssa's breath quickened as the ground itself seemed to come alive. Desperate, she ran through the graveyard, dodging the skeletal hands reaching out for her. The whispering grew louder, forming one haunting phrase, "Join us." The words echoed in her mind, drowning her thoughts. She tripped, landing hard in front of an old tombstone. As she scrambled to her feet, the earth beneath her began to sink, pulling her down into the cold, damp soil. The dead wouldn't let her escape. Clawing at the ground, Alyssa screamed, but no sound came out. The soil swallowed her legs, pulling her deeper. Just as her vision blurred, she saw figures standing around her, watching with hollow eyes. With one final gasp, Alyssa was pulled under, the earth closing above her. Silence returned to the graveyard, as if nothing had ever disturbed its eerie peace. The flickering light vanished. Days later, the town searched for her, but no trace of Alyssa was found. The graveyard, as always, remained still, its secrets buried deep beneath the surface. But on certain nights, locals swear they hear whispering coming from the crypt. Alyssa's name drifts on the wind, as if she's calling for someone, anyone, to save her from the grave.